Semiconductors CMOS manufacturing. Wafer diffusion photo module etch module thin film. IC cross-section wafer sorting chip cutting bonding packaging final test. CMP, chemical mechanical polishing. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor, CMOS, is an integrated circuit design process that can produce NMOS, N-type MOSFET, and PMOS, P-type MOSFET, basic components, due to the physical 1. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor logic, CMOS logic, process, used to manufacture chips that perform logic operation functions, such as graphics, sound effects, microprocessors and other chips. 2. Mixed signal process, used to manufacture chips that handle analog, digital mixed signal, such as broadband communication and optical storage chips. 3. RF complementary metal oxide semiconductor, RF CMOS, process, used to manufacture chips for wireless communication, such as chips for mobile phones, wireless local area networks, WLAN, and Bluetooth. 4. Embedded memory, process, used to manufacture high-performance, low-power chips with mixed logic and memory, such as graphics, routers and other chips. 5. High-voltage process, used to manufacture LCD driver ICs and power management ICs. 6. CMOS image sensor chip manufacturing process, used to manufacture CMOS image sensors used in digital cameras, mobile phones, PC cameras, etc. The proportion of Q1 process in 2022, 22/28 of a nanometer accounts for 20%, 40 nanometers accounts for 18%, 65 nanometers accounts for 19%, 90 nanometers accounts for 8%, 0.11, 0.13 accounts for 12%, 0.15, 0.18 accounts for 13%, 0.25, 0.35 accounts for 7%, is greater than or equal to 0.5 accounted for 3%. In 2022, the proportion of Q1 applications, communications accounted for 45%, computers accounted for 17%, consumer electronics accounted for 26%, and others accounted for 12%. According to the Science and Technology News report, UMC cooperated with these 8 customers, so that these customers can obtain sufficient production capacity, and can also obtain products at stable foundry prices, and gain cost advantage competition. These manufacturers include Taiwan IC design companies MediaTek, Novatech, Realtek, Kijing, Yili, and Phison, while foreign customers include Samsung and Qualcomm. MCU single chip is a smart semiconductor integrated circuit, which consists of processors, memory modules, communication interfaces and peripheral devices. MCUs are used in a wide range of applications, from washing machines, robots, drones, automobiles, radios to game controllers. All use MCU. Most of the MCUs developed by these manufacturers are based on 8-bit MCUs with proprietary architectures, with the exception of 32-bit MCUs dominated by ARM, whose ARM architecture is also licensed to other manufacturers, and the ARM architecture currently dominates 32-bit MCUs. Meta MCU market. Microcontroller unit, MCU, also known as single-chip microcomputer, or single-chip microcomputer, is to appropriately reduce the frequency and specifications of the central processing unit, central process unit, CPU, and store the memory, counter, timer, USB, A/D conversion, UART, PLC, DMA and other peripheral interfaces, and even the LCD drive circuit are integrated on a single chip to form a chip-level computer, which can be controlled in different combinations for different applications, such as mobile phones, PC peripherals, remote controls, automotive electronics, industrial stepper motors, robotic arm control, etc. MCU can be seen. 32-bit MCUs can be said to be the mainstream of the MCU market. The single price is between $1.5 and $4. Most of the operating frequencies are between 100 and 350 MHz. But 32-bit MCU will increase the length of the program code of the same function by approximately 40% compared with 8/16-bit MCU due to the increase of operand and memory length, which leads to the embedded OTP. Flash RAM memory capacity should not be too small, and the number of external pins of the chip. The sharp increase further limits the cost reduction capability of 32-bit MCUs. Since MCU emphasizes the maximum density and minimum chip area, and achieves control functions with limited program code, most of today's MCUs use the built-in mask-ROM, OTP-ROM, EEPROM or flash memory to store firmware codes, and MCUs have built-in flash memory capacity, ranging from the low-level 4 to 64 KB to the highest level 512 kilobytes, approximately 2 megabytes. Controller, also known as microcontrol unit, MCU, is a microprocessor chip designed for application-specific control processing. Its operating frequency, from 1 MHz to 200 MHz, and power consumption are generally higher than those of PC and mobile phone CPU, MPU, all low. Today's MCUs are system-on-chip, SoC, which integrate a variety of functional modules and interfaces on a single chip, including memory, I/O ports, clocks, A/D conversion, PWM, etc., as well as SPI, I2C, ISP, etc. data transfer interface. Taking the ADAS system as an example, Level 2 models are equipped with functions such as adaptive cruise, lane keeping, emergency braking, etc. Among them, a large number of onboard sensors and onboard cameras require high-performance MCU for analog data processing and drive control. Higher-level autonomous driving systems in the future are expected to accelerate the growth of the MCU market. MCU applications are mainly concentrated in the fields of automotive electronics, industrial control, medical, computer networking and consumer electronics, accounting for 33%, 25%, 23% and 10% respectively. According to the financial reports of listed companies of domestic MCU manufacturers in 2019, Junging Electronics occupies the first position with MCU sales of 779 million yuan. Xiaoyi's MCU revenue is 443 million yuan. Shanghai Belling's MCU revenue is 231 million yuan. Newsoft Carrier is 212 million yuan.